Virgo, let go. Let go of the edge you have been white-knuckling. Let go of the breath you have been holding for so long your ribs have forgotten how to expand. Let go of the smile that has been strapped to your face like a surgical mask, filtering the truth before it can reach the air, because I am coming to you tonight with a frequency that does not negotiate. It does not suggest. It does not gently encourage. It commands. It screams. It shakes the foundation of the cage you have been calling a life, and it says with absolute, irrevocable, cosmic authority, this cannot go on much longer like this. Not another week, not another day, not another hour. The architecture of your current reality has reached its stress limit. The beams are groaning, the foundation is shearing. The load-bearing walls of your patience, your silence, your endurance, your relentless, exhausting, soul-murdering competence are about to buckle. And Virgo, before the entire structure collapses around your ears, before the truth you have been swallowing finally claws its way up your throat and out of your mouth with a violence that will terrify everyone who has grown comfortable with your quiet. If you feel the tremor in your jaw right now, if your shoulders are up around your ears as you read this, if your stomach has been a fist for so long that relaxation feels like a threat, then stop, anchor here. Support this channel by liking this transmission, subscribing, and leaving your truth in the comments below. These messages are emergency broadcasts for the spirit, and your engagement keeps the frequency alive for every Virgo who is one breath away from their own breaking point. There is more coming through, and you need to be awake to receive it. Now, listen to me as if your life depends on it, because the life you are currently living does. It is dying. It has been dying for months, maybe years, and you have been performing CPR on a corpse, calling it loyalty, calling it responsibility, calling it maturity. You have been telling yourself that if you just hold on a little longer, if you just tighten your grip, if you just find one more reserves of strength from the bottom of a well that ran dry ages ago, that the situation will shift, that the person will change, that the job will improve, that the silence will finally be broken by someone else so you do not have to be the one to speak, that the misery will magically transmute into contentment if you are just good enough, just patient enough, just invisible enough. And Virgo, I am here to tell you that the universe is done waiting for you to choose yourself. The universe is intervening. The cosmic clock has run out, and the eruption that is coming is not a punishment. It is an extraction. It is the divine surgeon cutting away the necrotic tissue you have been calling your daily routine. What is this, Virgo? You know exactly what this is. It is the job that drains the light from your eyes before noon. It is the relationship where you are the only one rowing while the other person sits in the stern, criticizing your technique. It is the family dynamic where your love has been converted into an ATM of emotional labor and your account is overdrawn. It is the apartment, the city, the body, the schedule, the 1,000 tiny accommodations you make every single morning before your feet even hit the floor. It is the performance of okayness you deliver so convincingly that you sometimes fool yourself. It is the I'm fine that flies out of your mouth on autopilot while your spirit is hemorrhaging behind your teeth. It is the way you smooth your shirt, straighten your spine, and walk into rooms where you are not wanted, not valued, not seen, because you made a promise to a version of yourself that died years ago, and you are too loyal to bury her. This is the spiritual suffocation of a soul that was built for vastness, being crammed into a matchbox, and the matchbox is on fire, Virgo. It has been on fire for a long time, and you have been standing inside it, telling everyone not to worry, that you have everything under control, while the smoke fills your lungs and the flames lick the hem of your carefully pressed existence. Your body knows. Your body has been screaming at you in a language you have been trained to ignore. The insomnia that parks itself at 3 in the morning and refuses to leave until dawn, that is not anxiety. That is your truth trying to find a time slot when the rest of the world is asleep so it can finally have your attention. The jaw pain, the grinding, the TMJ that makes every bite feel like a chore, that is not stress. That is every word you have not spoken, every boundary you have not enforced, every yes that should have been a no, being pulverized between your molars. The tightness in your neck and shoulders that no massage can release, that is not poor posture. That is the weight of carrying a life that does not belong to you anymore. The digestive issues, the sudden food intolerances, the nausea that arrives out of nowhere, that is your body rejecting the nourishment of a world you have outgrown. Your flesh is evacuating the lies before your mind has the courage to. Your skin is breaking out in protest. Your hair is thinning from the root because even your follicles know that there is not enough blood left to feed a performance this draining. Your thyroid is slowing because your metabolism is trying to conserve energy for the escape it knows is coming. Your heart palpitates, not because it is failing, but because it is knocking. It is pounding on the door of your ribs, demanding to be heard, demanding to be followed, demanding that you stop dragging it through the motions of a life that makes it beat for no reason. And the universe has been leaving breadcrumbs. The car that won't start on the morning you dread going in, the coffee spilled on the outfit you wear like armor, the missed appointment that forces a pause, the strange illness that lands you in bed for 3 days because your body knows that is the only way you will stop, the song that plays at the exact moment you think of leaving, the dream where you are flying or drowning or screaming in a room where no one looks up. These are not random, Virgo. These are eviction notices. The universe has been serving you papers for months, trying to remove you from a tenancy you should have vacated ages ago. But you are a Virgo. You fix things. You stay until the lease is up. You honor commitments even when the commitment is killing you. You look at a crumbling building and instead of running, you pull out your toolbox. And I am telling you now, with a love that is fierce enough to hurt, put the tools down. The building is condemned. The foundation is poisoned. And the only thing left to do is let it fall. Because this cannot go on much longer like this. The elastic has been stretched to its absolute limit. The silence you have been keeping is about to become a sonic boom. The mask you have been wearing is about to crack down the center, and what is underneath is not going to be pretty. It is not going to be polite. It is not going to be the sanitized, palatable, easy to digest version of Virgo that everyone has grown comfortable exploiting. What is underneath is rage. Not the hot, screaming, dramatic rage of a tantrum. The cold, absolute, tectonic rage of a glacier that has decided to move. It is grief. The heavy, wordless, oceanic grief of a soul that has been mourning itself in secret, holding funerals at midnight for the dreams it was not allowed to bury in daylight. It is desire. The raw, unfiltered, terrifying desire for a life that looks nothing like the one you have built. a desire so vast it makes your current existence look like a dollhouse. And all of it, the rage, the grief, the desire, is rising. It is rising through the fault lines of your composure. It is rising through the cracks in your performance. It is rising, and it is going to speak, and when it speaks, the ground is going to shake. I see the moment of eruption, Virgo. I see it with a clarity that makes my own hands shake. It is not going to be cinematic. It is not going to be a grand exit with suitcases and slammed doors and orchestral music. It is going to be ordinary. It is going to happen while you are washing a dish or sitting in traffic or standing in a meeting or folding laundry that does not even belong to you. You will be performing one of the 1,000 tiny acts of maintenance that have become your prison, and something inside you will simply snap. Not break, snap. Like a bone that has been bearing weight it was never meant to carry. And in that snap, a sound will come out of you. It might be a laugh, a strange, wild, unrecognizable laugh that startles everyone in the room because it contains no humor, only the hysterical relief of a person who has finally seen the absurdity of their own captivity. It might be a sentence, simple, devastating, I can't do this anymore. It might be a silence, a sudden, absolute, drop-dead silence where your usual accommodating chatter used to be. Whatever form it takes, it will be the moment the earth split. It will be the moment the old you dies standing up and the new you is born in the same breath, covered in the ash of a life that should have ended long ago. And, Virgo, the people around you are not ready. They are not ready because you have trained them not to be. You have been so consistent, so reliable, so maddeningly, beautifully, destructively available that they have built their entire equilibrium on your exhaustion. They depend on your silence. They depend on your, it's fine. They depend on your ability to absorb the inconvenience, the disrespect, the emotional debris, the unpaid labor, the invisible weight, without ever once asking for reciprocity. They have mistaken your endurance for contentment. They have mistaken your competence for satisfaction. They have mistaken your loyalty for a lack of options. And when the snap happens, when the eruption comes, when the truth finally clears your throat and announces itself in a voice that does not tremble, they are going to be shocked. They are going to be offended. They are going to accuse you of being dramatic, of being selfish, of changing overnight, of being someone they do not recognize. And in a way, they will be right. You will be someone they do not recognize because the person they knew was a hologram, a projection, a sacrifice you made on the altar of their comfort. And that sacrifice is over. The altar is cracked. The fire is out. And the goddess is leaving the temple. You are going to feel guilty, Virgo. That is the trap. The moment you choose yourself, the moment you draw the line, the moment you say no more and mean it with every cell of your being, the guilt will arrive like a fog. It will whisper that you are abandoning people, that you are being unreasonable, that you are throwing away years of investment, that you are hurting the ones who love you. But Virgo, guilt is the leash they use to keep you in the yard. Guilt is the tax you pay for a citizenship in a country that never granted you rights. Guilt is the interest on a debt you never actually owed. You did not abandon anyone. You simply stopped volunteering for a hostage situation. You are not being unreasonable. You are being honest for the first time in a relationship built on your dishonesty about your own needs. You are not throwing away investment. You are cashing out of a bankrupt enterprise. And the ones who are hurt by your truth are not the ones who love you. They are the ones who loved what you did for them. There is a difference, a vast canyon-wide difference. And you are about to learn it the hard way, because the people who truly love you will not flinch when you tell them you are dying. They will rush to your side. They will help you build the exit. Only the consumers will complain about the interruption of service. The days following the eruption will feel like a hangover, Virgo, not because you drank too much, but because you finally stopped. You stopped numbing. You stopped performing. You stopped translating your reality into a language everyone else could digest, and the withdrawal from that performance is physical. You will shake. You will weep at commercials. You will feel a rage so cold it could freeze a lake when someone asks you for a favor you used to grant without thought. You will look around your life and see the debris, the friendships held together by your initiative, the job held together by your overwork, the household held together by your invisible management. And you will realize with a clarity that feels like a blade that you were the load-bearing wall in a structure no one else bothered to maintain. And when you removed yourself, the structure did not just wobble, it began to implode. Let it implode. Let the roof fall in on the people who thought your back was a permanent ceiling. Let the floors collapse under the weight of their own negligence. You are not a building. You are not a foundation for other people to dance on while you sink into the soil. You are a living, breathing, sovereign being, and your only responsibility is to inhabit a life that does not require your daily crucifixion. I want to speak about what comes after the fall, Virgo, because that is where the terror lives, not in the breaking, but in the rebuilding. You have been so long in survival mode that you have forgotten how to dream. The part of your brain that imagines pleasure, that sketches futures, that plays with possibility, has atrophied from disuse. And when the old life is finally, blessedly, irrevocably over, you are going to stand in the empty space where it used to be, and you are going to feel panic. Not because you missed the cage, but because freedom is a much larger room than you remembered. You are going to look around at the rubble and think, now what? And the silence that answers is going to feel like abandonment. But it is not abandonment, Virgo. It is potential. It is the blank page. It is the womb before the birth. And your job is not to fill it immediately. Your job is to sit in the emptiness until your breath slows down, until your hands stop shaking, until the voice that is authentically yours, not the voice you use to manage other people's emotions, begins to speak again. And when it speaks, it will not ask for permission. It will not apologize for its volume. It will say things like, I want to live near the ocean. I want to work with my hands. I want to be alone for 6 months. I want to be touched like I am sacred. I want to never again explain myself to someone who is committed to misunderstanding me. And those wants, those simple, terrifying, unfiltered wants, will become the blueprint for the life you were always meant to build. The universe is not punishing you by bringing you to this breaking point, Virgo. The universe is rescuing you. It has watched you shrink. It has watched you contort. It has watched you negotiate with your own soul, offering it scraps and calling it a feast. And the universe has finally said, enough. If she will not walk out, I will collapse the building. If he will not set the boundary, I will set it for him. If they will not stop pouring their life into a bottomless cup, I will shatter the cup. This is divine mercy, wearing the mask of catastrophe. This is the hand of God, reaching into your life and tipping over the table where you have been serving crumbs to people who demanded a banquet. The mess is holy. The noise is holy. The disruption that is coming is not a detour from your path. It is the demolition of everything that was blocking your path, and the dust will settle, and the road will be clear. And for the first time in years, you will be able to see the horizon. You are going to be ungovernable after this, Virgo. Not in a chaotic way, not in a destructive way, but in a way that makes you immovable. People will ask you to go back to the old way, and you will look at them with eyes so clear they will feel seen through. You will say no, not with anger, not with explanation, just no, a complete sentence, a wall of light. You will find that the word no has a weight to it, a density, a gravitational pull that rearranges the orbits of everyone around you. And some of those orbits will collapse. Some people will fall away, unable to survive in a solar system where you are no longer the sun that burns itself out to keep them warm. Let them fall. Let them find their own fire. You are not responsible for the hypothermia of people who refused to learn how to generate their own heat. Your body is going to change after the eruption, Virgo. The jaw will unclench, the shoulders will descend, the stomach will unclench, and you will feel hunger again. Real hunger. Not the mechanical ingestion of fuel to keep you standing, but the eager, alive hunger of someone who is looking forward to the taste of their life. You will sleep deeply without dreams of being chased. Without waking up at 3 a.m. to rehearse arguments you will never have. Your skin will clear, your hair will thicken, your eyes will change color, or seem to, because the light behind them will no longer be filtered through the gray gauze of resignation. You will walk differently, slower, perhaps, or faster, but with a purpose that comes from within, not from a deadline imposed by someone else. You will find yourself singing in the shower. You will find yourself laughing at things that are not funny, simply because the pressure has been released, and laughter is the only sound that fits the new spaciousness inside your chest. This cannot go on much longer like this, and it will not. The countdown is not in days. It is in breaths. It is in the number of times you can swallow your truth before you choke on it. It is in the number of mornings you can wake up and perform a life that has expired before your feet hit the floor. The universe has set a timer, and the alarm is about to sound. And when it does, you will not need to decide whether to listen. Your body will decide for you. Your spirit will decide for you. The decision will rise up from a place deeper than thought, deeper than fear, deeper than the conditioning that has kept you docile, and it will move through you like a storm moves through a canyon. It will reshape you. It will cleanse you. It will leave you standing in a new landscape, wet with rain, blinking in a light you have not seen in years, wondering how you ever convinced yourself that the cave was the only home you deserved. Virgo, let it break, let it fall. Let the life that is killing you die, so that the life that is waiting for you can be born. You do not need to know what comes next. You do not need a 5-year plan. You do not need to have all your ducks in a row before you walk away. You only need to know that this, whatever this is, cannot go on much longer. And it will not, because you are not a machine built for infinite maintenance. You are a soul built for infinite expansion. And expansion requires demolition. It requires the courage to let the walls fall. It requires the willingness to be temporarily homeless in your own existence while you build a shelter that actually fits your spirit. The breaking point is not a failure, it is a graduation. It is the moment you stop being the student of other people's needs and become the master of your own. It is the moment you stop apologizing for the space you occupy and start decorating it. It is the moment you look at the ruins of the old life and say, "Thank God. Thank God it finally fell. Thank God I finally stopped holding it up. Thank God I am free." If this message found you in the exact moment before the snap, if you felt the truth of your own breaking point vibrating through every word, if you know with absolute certainty that the life you are living is in its final hours, and the real one is demanding to be born, then claim this demolition right now. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment below declaring that you are done, that you are letting it fall, that you will not go on like this one more day. Speak it, make it real. Put your energy behind the eruption before the universe has to force it. Because Virgo, the old life is over, the performance is canceled, the mask is shattered, and the truth of who you are is about to walk through the rubble like a phoenix that is tired of apologizing for the fire. Let it burn, let it rise, and let the world meet the real you, ungovernable, unapologetic, and finally free. Stay strong, Virgo. Stay true. And let the fall be the first step of your flight.